Hello and welcome to the Superhero Hub. I'm Sam,
I'm
and today we're going to be reviewing,
Riverdale.
latest episode in a lonely place. So, this episode starts out. There's kind of a dream sequence that everything's all very pippy in 1950, like
hmm
homage, if you will, to the comics. You had them all in the garb with the hair. Archie had a knife in his back, obviously reminiscent of their falling out. But following on from that, you've got him and Archie at school. Archie finds out that he's been kind of not sleeping at home because things are difficult. They're
hmm
back in the trailer.
Did we
Um,
know he was living at the school?
I didn't know.
Nah,
I don't think anyone knew until they just popped it there. Because we said last week, didn't we? Like, where's this kid living now? Because
that's
it
right.
didn't
Yeah,
show it, so it showed it, and now Archer's all like, "Yo, stay with your boy," you know what I mean? So kind of any animosity between them that was there has kind of withered away a bit. They're a bit more solid. This was an interesting episode because there was kind of three like main plots going on. Obviously, you had Jughead and his dad. You've got um,
you got Polly and Jason's girlfriend,
it
and
throws me off the way they say Polly, man.
yeah,
It is really like thick accent, and it makes me think they're saying Polly, and it just completely confused me. Well, it keeps confusing me now. So yeah, you got Polly ditching from the nursing place, which everyone's so keen to call it an asylum. So yeah, the gang, the gang, if you will, are talking in a room. You know that big room they're always talking in. I don't know what the room's
it doesn't
called.
even look like a room. It's like a hallway in a school with like a couch in it or something. But they're all there having a chin wag and don't notice the girl like stood right behind them with a phone.
Yeah, well, it's one of them things where, like, any other show, you'd have them blazingly talking in public and, like, nothing will happen. But this is probably the only instance where people actually been talking loud publicly and it's actually caught on, as opposed to people turning a blind eye, like, yo, don't tell anyone, but blah, 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 blah. Oh, I didn't hear that. I'm standing a foot away, but no one heard that. So, yeah, so this spy, or Ginger, as she's known, texts the sister of Jason, so she's like blasting it all around school. She's escaped from the asylum, so you got the Cooper lot and the Blossom lot kind of getting together to try and
Yeah, and they're all terrible.
hunt down
That's the
Polly.
thing. Normally on these shows, like one of the side of the family would be nicer than the other, but I think they both suck.
Yeah, I think it's generally
Maybe it's like a Romeo and Juliet thing.
yeah, it is. They've got animosity towards each other, but like they're angry amongst themselves as well. So that's kind of even worse because like the parents are like digging on the daughters and stuff like that and giving them grief, and that ain't hot. So yeah, it turns out Jughead and Betty are walking home hand in hand.
Like they
Very
do.
yeah, and then she has a brainwave that she's in the attic. So then the kind of hurt Betty's arc is kind of trying to figure out how they're going to go on now, like what's going to happen with the kid. They need a little bit of moolah, the fat cash, the dollar bill, y'all. So yeah. Elsewhere, obviously, Jughead's got his own problems. He's gone back to the trailer, home sweet home, and his dad's all over the place, and he kind of
His dad's drinking is ridiculous. Dude's beyond an alcoholic. He's a degenerate. It's ludicrous. He's just walking around like drinking whiskey wherever he feels like it.
yeah. I think that's the thing, though. It's interesting, though. It's like I think he's fallen on hard times, but it's like he's
you
got
think? You think?
he's fallen on hard times, but he's really kind of extremely so. So like, I mean, I don't get what the naming thing is with them. I mean, they've actually called the son Jughead, and the little girl obviously has got a daughter as well. Jughead's little sister is called like Jelly Bean, and these are
Yeah.
like legitimate names.
Well,
This
clearly the man's been a drunk for a very long time, isn't
no nicknames. Well, what's the mama all about then? If she's like, oh, it sounds legit. Okay,
he?
Jellybean and Jughead. I mean, it's unique, I guess. So yeah, they kind of get him back at Archie's dad's construction thing, and there's kind of
Why would his dad? Why would Archie's dad hire him back? Like Luke Perry's just too nice for this damn show.
yeah, but I think it's kind of it's just one that is like, what's the point in like just get over it? You know what I mean? One of them ones. He made
The point is the man's an absolute wreck. You want him on a building site.
Yeah, but it's
Why
like,
would you employ that man to go on a building site? That's got safety hazards written all over it.
well, is a very competent worker.
Okay, yeah, for a drunk.
Yeah, hardest worker on the whole crew. So elsewhere, you got Veronica and Hermione at odds over this kind of decision. So that's kind of frosty. But Veronica feels, I know I've got a plan. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna club, even though she's only 16. I'm gonna go out clubbing on a school night, and then it's gonna come to a head. Me and Mama are gonna sit down and we're gonna sort it out. So it's one of them ones.
That was so stupid as well.
Yeah.
16-year-old goes clubbing.
Yeah, I think it's like soft drinks though.
Oh, come on. Come on. There's no way they're getting in there.
I think it's like the way the mum like says it, like clubbing, and I was just thinking I like took it seriously, but it's probably one of them under 18 bars or whatever. Because bear in mind they can't Americans can't legally drink under 21. So
yeah, I think well, most states, isn't it?
well, across the whole country. So I mean,
Yeah.
whether this is like literally alternate world where I mean they can drink, but I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think.
Well, no, that's why when the bloke came up to him about the credit card getting cancelled, they talked about bringing the police or whoever, and they wouldn't want them there because they're underage.
Well, no, it's because like the credit card's stolen. The
No,
credit
yeah,
card's
but
been
he's
marked
saying,
as stolen.
right, but then the I don't want to call him this, but I can't think of his name. So the gay one's like, do you want the police here? Right?
Yeah, but that's
And
just
the reason,
hassle.
but the reason they don't want, but the reason they don't want the police there is because they're underage.
Look, I don't know what.
That's what. How can you not get that? That's basically what he's saying.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. I think it's just more hassle.
If you're not too sure, then you're a dopey melt.
I don't think it was that. I think it's literally an
Of course it's that.
under 18
Of
club.
course it's that.
What, you're telling
It's
me?
not an under 18 club. He's saying you don't want the police to come here, essentially, because we're underage, and that makes trouble for you. Hence, Veronica gives the money and gets the card back, and they all leave, and no police, and everyone's happy.
What, so what you're saying is they've all got fake IDs, and even the sheriff's son is in on it.
I'm saying they've been let in the club, and they don't want the police there. And we're getting bogged down in this. It was a minor moment in the entire episode, but yeah that's why.
So, yeah, but the sheriff's son's straight laced. You know what I mean?
Well, he's not because he's in a club.
You're being ridiculous.
You're being ridiculous.
So yeah, elsewhere, Polly has a sit down with Jason's parents, and they're like, yeah, we'll help you. They're scheming.
I know, how dumb is this girl? I mean, she must be crazy.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of like there could be something going on there. It could be genuine, but obviously it turns out like when they're sitting down and she's like, "Have you ever seen Polly do drugs?" And then the daughter's just like, "I'm not sure." So what's not to be sure about? Either you have or you haven't. You know what I mean?
Of course they weren't genuine. They're like super evil. And not the Addams family. They're not very nice, are they?
No. So yeah, Veronica and her mum, hot mum, sort it out eventually. They negotiate, and it's like, yo, nothing under this roof with Archie's dad, blah blah blah. Switch it over to Jughead, and there's kind of they're talking about what kind of led to a falling out between their dads. Like everyone's parents is having like a fallout with everyone else. You know what I mean? Somewhere down the line. So yeah, he relays a drunken story about how he kind of scammed him out of half the company, which was just like whatever. So eventually they get the real story of it was a liability, so whatever, half truths and stuff like that. So at least we kind of got half the story. I like the DC reference as well. In Archie's bedroom, has got 2 Rebirth posters above his bed. I was going to mention that last week, but I didn't get around to it. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't have any. I don't really care.
Oh, okay. If you're going to be like that.
I mean, what difference does it make?
I know, I just thought it was a nice touch. Obviously, I was wrong.
There you were.
I apologise. So yeah, and then Jughead gets arrested, and then they just pull out all this kind of superfluous stuff, like, you tried to set the school on fire, rah rah. It's like, come on, man, that's circumstantial evidence. But then you got like the dad, like forging alibis and stuff like that, and then
Yeah, but what? Even still, why would Jughead bring their attention to the car if he did the murder? How dumb's this cop?
yeah, I'd
Like,
honestly,
even during, when they were doing that search in the woods and whatnot, like, he was so ineffectual, he just stood there in the background.
I tell you what, it will be really funny if it turns out Jughead did do it, and like they will like unwittingly like give him an alibi, and is like a criminal mastermind.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen somehow.
No, but it'd be quite interesting. So yeah, then there's the big hoo-ha about whether his dad's gonna sort his life out, and like, I'm gonna stay at Archie's, and then like the dad's like, I'm gonna disappear for a couple months. It's like, yo, and sort myself out. It's like, it's blatantly not. Just go rehab, man. Kick the habit, sort it out or whatever. Get Jelly Bean back. So doofy. And then like, this is the big thing at the end, where like it's panning over his closet, and there's like the Jason Letterman jacket. I think that's BS, and I'll tell you why. Like, the dad keeps calling him JP. You know what I mean? The dad, like Archie's dad, calls Jughead's dad JP, and that's all is referenced as. You know what I mean? You don't get a proper name. So I think that's literally his own Letterman jacket from when he was at school, and that the writers are trying to BS us into thinking, oh my god, he's the guy who ransacked the car. It's like, come on, knock it off.
Yeah. Obviously, you're not going to reveal the kid of this early, are you?
Well, no, it all kind of, because you had like the dad, Polly's dad, and Betty's dad ripping it, like robbing the sheriff's place and getting all the paperwork and stuff like that. You had that thing, and this is another one of them ones. I mean, that really hasn't been resolved. The fact that Betty's dad did that, he's got all the paperwork on the sly. But I mean, this, I really do think it's like a doofy thing, because like, I mean, okay, maybe he did follow him, get to the car, got the jacket. If he got the jacket, that means he got all the drugs as well, because there was a lot of drugs in the car. So there's that angle, that he actually got there, grabbed the drugs, set fire to it, blah blah blah. Everyone forget about it, casted the suspicion elsewhere, and I've got all the drugs, or literally that's just his Letterman jacket, and it's like, whatever.
Yeah, no, either way, he's not the killer, so they'll probably clear that up next week, I think.
Okay.
Betty and Jughead will probably stumble across it.
Yeah, but I mean,
considering they do more police work than the actual police on the show.
Yeah, the sheriff's like terrible. I mean, it is just kind of there, but I think all the stuff's meant to be like behind the scenes. Let's talk numbers.
7.5.
I'll give it a 7. There's nothing special about it. It was a solid episode, went along. Nothing amazing, earth-shattering or anything like that. It was just like an episode. So
it was literally just like an episode, you're right.
Exactly. Nothing outstanding, nothing degenerative, except for the fathers.
Jughead's dad.
Yeah, apart from that. So yeah, solid episode. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'm Sal.
I'm Matt.
And this has been Tell 'em.
The superhero herb.